In this part, we'll be talking about how ostracization is used for comedic value, why ostracization is sometimes needed for an anime to be successful, and to expand a bit on another character in My Hero that deals with this concept. I first want to state that the idea of using ostracization for comedic value isn't common at all, but this series shows you can use ostracization for comedic value, and that series is One Punch Man. This comes in the form of everyone in the entire series. I only watch the anime, I don't read the manga, underestimating Saitama, aside from Genos, Speedo Sonic, and Silverfang. There are so many instances throughout the seasons where Saitama is viewed as weak. When Saitama and Genos entered the hero application test, Genos was immediately given an S rank, whereas Saitama was given a simple C rank. Or how Tornado immediately told Saitama that he has no right to be alongside the other S-rank heroes, even though he can literally beat them in one punch, no pun intended. Now the question is why? Why use ostracization for comedic purposes? My initial thought was it was a roundabout way of criticizing and joking on how shonen mangas deal with mental health in a linear thought process by showing a black and white divide on why this happened and who to blame. With Naruto, it was the entire Hidden Leaf Village. With Deku, it was the people around him, especially in school. These all show very obvious archetypes, with the MC being the underdog, the characters around them being the bullies. The main reason backing this thought was due to the fact that the author of One Punch Man had also created Mob Psycho with the intent on delivering the message, no one is special and that's a good thing, meaning that anyone can achieve anything, since if everyone was special, that means there's a designated path for everyone to follow. But then I started to contemplate another reason, which was what if the author is trying to say that, hey, even if everyone underestimates you, you keep pushing forward since it shouldn't matter what everyone thinks of you. It's your passion. Something similar to Mob Psycho. But then I immediately thought that if it was the reason, it would be more on the forefront on why the series exists. So I ditched that reason. Then what if the whole point of One Punch Man was to strip down the shonen genre back to its basics? Just a very funny series with a diverse array of characters with elaborate powers that make for a fantastic spectacle. But these reasons didn't satisfy me and didn't give me any justification as to why the author used ostracization for comedic purposes, until I realized this. What if this gives more justification as to why Saitama should be at the top, or at least recognized? Since Saitama has already been established to be the most powerful being in the entire universe, why not use the fact that everyone underestimates him as the reason for being at the top? Not for some grandiose vision he has that will change the world for the better, but to prove some idiots that he is the strongest. And this comedic element allows it to be more entertaining to watch for the audience rather than just being super serious, because then it would just be plain boring in a sense, making this one of many aspects as to why One Punch Man is so popular and transcending the anime community and grabbing people who don't watch anime to watch One Punch Man. But this is where the fans' goal for Saitama and the series' goal for Saitama start to diverge. Since in One Punch Man, Saitama ostracized himself from being the strongest. There's one thing I didn't highlight in the previous point. It was that this dream of making everyone acknowledge that he is the strongest wasn't Saitama's goal. It was the fans' goal for Saitama to make everyone acknowledge that he is the strongest. Saitama doesn't care about proving to anyone that he is the strongest. He's just a hero for fun, doing it as a hobby. As a result of working out so much, he became the strongest. It's anime, go along with it. He's lost the spark he found with fighting as a hero. To him, his main goal is to find the thrill of fighting an opponent again. This is where his ostracization began. But by using ostracization for comedic purposes, it's almost excusable as to why an audience can ignore Saitama's goal, because if it wasn't used that way, we as the audience, as fans, will be, why would we care? This is crap. Why do I care about this guy? He's already so strong. Who cares if he doesn't fight anyone on his level? Boo-hoo, he's so troubled about not having an opponent. Even if the audience and Saitama have two different goals, it doesn't mean that both can't find satisfaction in both goals. For Saitama, he can finally make Tornado shut the hell up and prove that BS test he took, that they were wrong, and drawing to a funny conclusion paralleling to the funny beginning, where Saitama inadvertently self-ostracized himself from the hero industry by being completely blind to the fact that a hero industry even existed. For the audience took an incredible fight for the ages that will be long remembered by weebs of all kind, stretching all from shonen to... Now there's another character I want to talk about, who's been ostracized in a similar way, since they both have been ostracized for their strength. and that character is Bakugo. If you've seen the My Hero portion of my last video, you may be thinking, isn't this a little tidbit to add to your last video since you only talked about 2 characters? Yes it is. But there are interesting parallels between the 2 characters and show how by using Ostracization it makes them more likable characters. Bakugo has always been praised for having a good quirk, envied by his peers throughout the majority of his time at school. This led to him naturally feeling as though he's better than everyone else, essentially having a superiority complex, which led to him ostracizing himself willingly, I might add. So the superiority complex that was created over time as a byproduct of ostracizing himself from the extras led to comedic moments once he entered UA through his interactions with Class 1A. But instead of setting up a goal that fans would want Bakugo to reach, the series starts directly confronting what his ostracization has done to him through the situation of his kidnapping in Season 3. He felt awful for causing the death of All Might, the symbol of peace. This was heavy on his mind, and if something heavy was weighing on a person's mind, it's usually noticeable to familiar faces. But due to Bakugo's superiority complex, he didn't even let anyone near him know. That's why it's so ironic that the first person he opens up to about this matter was Deku, the person he bullied, the person he contributed to being ostracized from everyone in school, despite the connection they both share with All Might. Since the whole point of this fight was centered around Bakugo to break his shackles that were tying him down to the past, to make Bakugo free. Since before the fight, he's been acting the same way as he has been during all of his middle and elementary school years, whereas with Deku, he was able to break his shackles and not allow his past to haunt him and hinder him. However, with Bakugo, he still allows his past to dictate his behavior. At the end of the day, the true essence of a hero is to make sure the actions taken in the present contribute to a better future. So in turn, by making Bakugo go through this fight, he'll be able to become a true hero in terms of how he should act, because it's not just him moving on from his guilt. It's to create a new foundation for Bakugo's new start. Of course, he's still going to retain his traits from before the fight, because a person doesn't change that quickly, but we've seen some change to his attitude, even if the brunt of his attitude is largely the same, where he removed his grenade gauntlets for the kid's safety or helped a kid in his retake exam to move past his own superiority complex. I think this is interesting since it parallels Koda from Season 3 due to Koda being stated as a younger version of Bakugo, and he was saved by Deku, which is supposed to parallel Bakugo in Season 4 where he stops another kid who's just like him when he was younger from going down the path he went. This shows that he realizes that parts of his attitude can lead someone to a dangerous path. This is why ostracization is so important in shonen anime, such as My Hero, because it can progress some of the most unlikable characters in a show to one of the fan favorites. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. See you later, bye.